All right, now to give us more perspective in terms of what this, of course, means for the war in Ukraine that is raging on at this moment, we're being joined by Dr. Lada Roslewski. He's the founder of Black Trident Defense and Security Consulting Group. He's joining us live in this broadcast. Dr. Roslewski, this is a key moment in this war. Now, the Ukrainian side has been pushing for, at least a roadmap of sorts for it to join the NATO military alliance, but what it appears to be getting are just loud reassurances. Words like closer than ever before. But what does it mean for Ukraine?
What it means for Ukraine is that it really needs to start working more effectively and intensely with bilateral agreements with countries that belong to NATO and other Ramstein countries. Ramstein is a defense aid and support group that has been helping and facilitating supply Ukraine with the necessary defense aid. Nobody really was expecting to have an invitation for Ukraine to join NATO today. And it's extremely important to pay attention to the rising level of rhetoric, particularly in the last 2-3 weeks, that NATO is not only a military alliance, that it is a political alliance.
All right, now, but quite clearly, at this moment, the reason why Ukraine wants to be a part of the NATO alliance is because it wants more security guarantees from the West. But the way things appear to be shaping up, even the American President Joe Biden seemed less than enthusiastic about spelling out a roadmap to somehow bring Ukraine closer into the ambit of NATO. What do you make of that?
In fact, what you're referring to, a roadmap, is something that is being, the membership action plan is something that is being highlighted as a positive maneuver from NATO's side by saying that Ukraine does not have to have a membership action plan, which is in fact a roadmap with deadlines and conditionality on reforms. So there's no roadmap. They said there will be no roadmap, and it's a sort of release of pressure. And now the focus will be really on how effective is that NATO-Ukraine Council going to be, and what are they going to be discussing, how frequently, because the system is moving so slowly that Ukraine is being genocided. The numbers of deaths of civilians, let alone the military and armed forces, are astounding. So the time, there's not very much time.
All right, now my last quick question to you is this NATO-Ukraine Council, how is it likely to change what is unfolding on the battlegrounds of Ukraine? Because the NATO nations have said that they've been backing Ukraine to the hilt, they've been sending the weapons that Ukraine needs to defend itself. But the American President Joe Biden, in fact, went on to admit that Ukraine is running short of weapons. So how does this council now help the Ukrainians?
Well, the council is at least an established institution now, but the political movement is extremely slow, and we know how meetings take. So although it's a very positive move, the question that you asked earlier is what does how long it takes really mean? Because we don't have an endless amount of men and women who are going to be killed while they're figuring out how to help us. Ukraine is in desperate need of additional military support from states and private military businesses, industry.
Absolutely indeed. Dr. Roslewski, thank you very much indeed for joining us from Kiev and getting us all that perspective there.
Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.